cool thing about the cons too, especially the Comic-Cons, is being exposed to other franchises other than the one main franchise that I'm a fan of. You know, at things like Comic-Con, you're going to see not only Star Wars, but Star Trek and Harry Potter and now Twilight, and a lot of Japanese manga and things that I don't even know what the heck they are, but it looks cool, and I'm excited for those people to feel just as welcome here as you know, the mainstream franchise fans.
I didn't realize just how upset I was until I started seeing some of the fans' reactions, and I realized that, you know, this is something that I was looking forward to because I wanted to see Asian people in lead roles in an American film, Asian Americans actually getting protagonist roles and getting lead roles, and seeing them play the hero and play the good guys and interact and not just be relegated to like side characters and extras and sidekicks and other things like that. Another person started up a kind of letter writing campaign for Paramount because this was before all the casting had been solidified, and I joined in, of course, and did my best to campaign. And then my compatriot Marissa got in contact with the Media Action Network for Asian Americans, and so we started a whole new kind of campaign based off of, you know, what we wanted to get from the movie or what we were trying to protest, what exactly were we angry about. Called RaceBending.com.
My name is Cindy from Twilight Anonymous podcast, and I have a question. Have any of you guys seen the New Moon trailer fan reaction videos? If you have seen them, what do you think, and are you afraid?
A lot of us had never met before today. We talked online, we all paid our money and decided to come out here together. The Vamp Pack was started as a way to get a group of people together to go to Comic-Con. And so a lot of people who are from different parts have never met each other before today.
I know, we've talked several times. Like for me personally, I've never met Jennifer and never met MJ or Valerie, but
we've talked online and we've talked on the phone and we've chatted back and forth. So we've had contact. This is just the first face-to-face.
But it was really exciting when we got here with hugs. Like, oh my God, I feel like I've known you forever.
It has been a year in the making. I can't believe it's finally here.
I know, we're so excited. We've been blowing Twitter apart.
Around February of 2009, they did an interview with Jesse McCartney talking about how excited he was to do this film. And 2 days later, Dev Patel from Slumdog Millionaire was recast as Zuko. I really do think that Paramount Pictures threw us for a loop. I'm not sure if they did it kind of purposely because they were seeing the attention that RaceBending.com was getting, or if they just wanted to distract from our main issue by throwing in our Southeast Asian person to try and prove that they have diversity, which they didn't. What they ended up having was a token character who is the antagonist. And yes, for anybody who's a fan of the show, he does end up repenting and recovering, but only after he has seen the light, or as we like to joke, seen the white. So, and then he turns to the good side, of course, and, you know, fights against his now brown brothers and sisters in the Fire Nation. You know, brown people bad, white people good. Whereas in the cartoon, it was not exactly the other way around, but it definitely had more of a more mix of who was good and who was bad.
The expense of the experience is a con, a negative, I should say. I don't want to confuse the word, because anytime you get a group of people like this together, it's not necessarily going to be cheap, and that can be prohibitive for some people. I think that the internet has gone a long way to keeping people of like interest connected across the miles at a relatively inexpensive way. People who would have never met or connected otherwise in real life, had they relied on these kind of con experiences, are now able to meet, become friends, and share that interaction virtually, even if they aren't able to attend in reality. Given that the cons usually just last a few days once a year, the internet experience is a way to extend that relationship beyond what we would ever have previously experienced simply by attending the cons.
Online, it's been pretty much every media source that we can use or technology that we can use. So we have a Facebook group, LiveJournal, Twitter, a YouTube campaign where people can like videotape themselves protesting, Flickr account. If you don't have the equipment for a video, then you can just take a photograph of yourself with a sign saying protesting and the RaceBending.com. We're using these tools as much to our advantage as possible. On top of that, we're also doing people are organizing street teams within their cities, so it's local kind of get-togethers of people who are interested in the protest to campaign in places that might have an interest in it.
The original brown-skinned champions and replaced them with Caucasian actors. That's true. They took the pale-skinned villain and replaced them with browner actors. Well, really our goal was to raise awareness. That was what was most important to us, to be able to be out there to inform fans who might not otherwise be aware that the casting is racist, that I think a lot of people might hear about the casting and might hear names like Noah Ringer and Jackson Rathbone when they hear the casting, but until they actually see the visuals, until they're actually told about it, it doesn't click in their head. So we really want to make sure that fans are aware, both fans of Avatar and fans of film in general, are aware that this is the kind of practices that Paramount endorses and that Paramount believes they will profit on. Do not let them profit off of prejudice. Thank you.
A lot of people were very responsive and they totally agreed with us. Some people knew already as soon as we said The Last Airbender, they knew right away what we were doing, and they were like, yeah, like let me sign something, give me some pins, I'm gonna, you know. And we even had some people who were willing to take some flyers and help out.
Yeah, messed up, right?
Well, overall, the people who hadn't heard from us previously were very responsive. They were all for it. They were familiar with other films that had similar casting practices, such as Dragon Ball 21. And you know, some people didn't agree with us, and they just decided not to take a flyer, or just said, you know, oh, we don't agree with it, I'm not going to sign it. You know, but they were very kind about it, which is great. Well, I caught The Last Airbender, so
I intend not to.
I guess my goal is that this will be the last time we'll have to fight this fight, but I know it won't be. But I guess the goal is to not have to be here campaigning, to be able to come to Comic-Con and enjoy ourselves instead of encouraging people to not watch a movie that I mean, honestly, we want to watch this movie, you know, we want to see it be good, but the casting just, you know, infuriates us, and that's not something we can support. And to see a more diverse Hollywood, you know, on TV and in the movies. So, I mean, just seeing people support is really encouraging, and I'm very happy to be a part of this campaign. I really hope that we'll find success in the next year.
The casting could have been so much better. Because Mike and Brian did a wonderful job with developing the characters, and I feel like they should keep how the characters were.
Completely ridiculous. I mean, anybody with half a brain and at least one eye can see how silly it is. Unless, of course, you're wearing glasses made out of money. And then it's a little difficult to see anything but how much money you're making.